Great. Okay, ladies. So, welcome to the first Ananda Yoga session of the week, right after Easter. For those of us who are in France, we've just learned last night that the lockdown will continue for another month. And we know that many people around the world, I think over half the world's population is under lockdown. And sometimes it's when we're deprived of our freedom that we start no longer taking it for granted. But there are many ways in our lives in which we can feel confined, even if we're not under lockdown. So I'm hoping that the theme of today's session, inner freedom, will help us not only to go through this present lockdown, but also to live with more serenity and fulfillment, periods of our lives where we feel a little bit confined, restricted. I read a book a few years ago that really helped me a lot. At the time I was working in Afghanistan. It was during the Taliban regime, so we were under constant lockdown for security reasons, and it was called The Inner Freedom. And what this author wrote is that when we're faced with a difficult situation, we can have different choices of the attitudes that we take on. One is to be resigned. We just kind of give up, like, okay, this is the way it is. Another one is to rebel and to be very angry and say, this can't be. There's a lot of anger there. And the third option he offered is to consent, in the sense of come with, sent, and feel, be with. And that opens a new space where we just breathe into it and find the inner space within the apparently confined space that we're in. And that helped me a lot. At the time, I've often come back to it, and when I'm in a situation I tend to refuse or get angry about, I try to breathe into it. And at least inside, I feel more spaciousness. But it's not easy, and that's where the yoga postures and some of the affirmations from Ananda Yoga can help us a lot. So I hope this practice can be supportive. So to begin, let's start with a little breathing exercise, which is like we play with a humming bee sound. And the way it goes is very simple. We're going to breathe in, and then we're going to block our ears with our fingers. And then as you're holding your breath, you're going to hum like this until you completely can't go on anymore, until you're full out of breath. And this, you'll see, creates a buzzing, resonating sound in your head, but actually kind of creates more space inside. So sit comfortably with a nice long back, chin slightly tucked in, shoulders relaxed. Take a deep in-breath through the nose. And then as you're breathing out slowly, you just hum. Keeping your eyes closed, breathe in again. And once more, hum as you gently breathe out slowly. Again, breathe in. Keep your eyes closed And feel if the vibration has changed anything. And a little bit, maybe there's a little bit more space. A strange vibration that kind of shakes some of our inner walls. And let's do it one more time with a full consciousness of what this sound and this breath is helping us do. Breathe in and hum. Place your hands down on your lap or thighs and just enjoy the benefits of that breath for a moment. Continuing to calm and welcoming the present moment, leaving it all aside to be fully here on your yoga mat. Open your eyes, and we're going to go into a few warm-ups to help us prepare for our postures. So we can start by extending our legs and point your feet, flex them, point and flex and point and flex. Really lengthening the front of the legs and the back of the legs. And then do circles with your ankles. And then in the other direction. And now take your left leg and grab your left foot with your right hand, and the knee is guiding a rotation of the hip. And your left hand can help guide the knee. Trying to open the hip joint as much as possible. And then in the other direction, really making large circles. And then you can clasp your leg in by placing your left foot inside your right elbow if it's comfortable, and then rocking. If this is too much, you can just hold your foot in your hand and you're rocking your leg like a little child. Making space, breathing in. Really going all the way back. And then place your foot, if you can, on your right thigh, like this. If this is too much, you can simply put your foot on the floor and open your hip. This gives a deeper stretch, and you're gently massaging the inner thigh, helping it open. And then relax. You can place your foot onto the right knee, and come up. And breathe in, lengthen the spine as you breathe in. And you're pushing your knee far from your body as much as you can. If you want a deeper stretch, you can bring the right foot closer. And again, breathe into the thigh to make more space. And release. Let's do the same thing with the other leg. So you're bringing your knee and foot into your hands so as to make a nice rotation. Nice big circles like we're oiling the joint here. And then in the other direction. And now we rock our leg, keeping it nice and snug, in whichever way is comfortable for you, never entering in any pain. The body likes a stretch, doesn't like the pain. Sometimes the difference is subtle, but the body knows. And then again, place your foot either on the floor or like this, tucked on your thigh, and massage the inner thigh. Breathing in for the thigh to relax. If your foot is like this, you might also be feeling a good stretch on the foot, but being careful not to overdo it. Okay, and then place your right foot on just over the left knee, and then again lift up. Breathe. And if you want to deepen the stretch, you can push this knee towards outside, far from your body. And you can bring the other foot closer. You're probably feeling a nice deep stretch here. Enjoy it. See if you find there's more space than you initially thought there was. And release. You can shake your legs. And bend your knees, and we're going to roll up, come up. You can wait a little bit down here to make a smooth transition. Let your upper body dangle a bit from the top. You can let your arms wrangle down like this, make space in the shoulders, and then bend your knees and slowly move up one vertebra at a time. Okay. Open your legs, more or less the distance of one of your legs, and gently come down forward. Place your right hand on the floor and then open up towards your left. And breathe. Breathe as you're doing a nice opening of the chest, creating also more space between your shoulder blades. And come down and other side. Feeling a nice stretch between the thighs, but also in the chest, in the arms and shoulders. And come down and then go up again. Now down with your out breath, up with the in breath. And down and up. Down and one last time up. Then place both hands down and walk towards your left foot and just rest your head towards the knee. And relax. Feeling a nice deep stretch in the left leg. And then walk to the right side. And now bring your feet to the center. Come up slowly. And we're going to energize by also making space in our chest using this double breathing exercise we've done together before. So with a double out breath through the mouth, you come down, relaxing the body, and then double in breath, tensing the whole body from toe to head, and down again, energizing. You're bringing lots of energy in your body, and you may not see it, but by doing this, you're actually becoming bigger, making more space around you. Your energy field is growing. And last one, close your eyes and feel what that might mean. My energy field growing, feel more vibrant, more alive, a bit hotter maybe. By bringing in more energy, we can open up the confines of our physical body and expand. We're going to do one last exercise to help us expand the chest. Place your hands behind your head, and you're going to be breathing out all through the nose, bringing your head down, your neck down, and you're really tucking your chin. And then breathe in, come up, opening up, and breathe out, down. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One last time, breathe in. Really opening nice and wide, and breathe out. Okay. Stay with your closed eyes in the mountain pose. Then I make a small adjustment to my settings, staying in this feeling of calm, energized tone. And we're ready to go into our postures. We're going to start with the chair pose, Utkatasana. So in this position, I'll show it to you first. I'll show you from the side. It's going to go like this. So you go on your toes and balance like this in the first phase, making sure your abdominals are tucked in. In the second phase, and this only if your knees are okay with it, if your knees are fragile, you want to avoid it, we're going to go down like this onto the floor. Okay? So, your feet are hips distant apart. And bend your knees, come up on your toes, bring your arms out parallel to the floor, keeping your shoulders nice and relaxed. They're not tense like this, shoulders are down. You're bent slightly forward, tucked in abdomen. You can contract the pelvic muscles and breathe. Really pushing yourself up from the floor through your feet. And you may not believe it, but the affirmation is, my body is as light as air. My body is weightless. It is as light as air. And try to feel why that is. Your legs might be a little bit hot. This might be a little bit tense. But see how you're generating lightness by propelling yourself up and forward. And use your breath and concentration to ease into the posture and see how your natural flowing power and strength brings ease. When you're ready to come into the second phase, you can slowly come down on your knees. They might crack a little. Okay. Straighten your back, trying to keep both knees parallel to each other and parallel to the floor. You may choose to hold yourself a little bit if it's a bit difficult. Trying to keep the balance. Knowing that the journey is more important than the destination. And when you're ready to come out, if you have low blood pressure, you may want to do this slowly. If you feel okay, you can just jump up like this and come back down. Come into your mountain pose. Breathe in through your feet and your whole body. And feel. Where is it that you feel the most presence and energy? Maybe in your feet, they might be quite warm. And revisit once more the affirmation. My body is weightless. It's as light as air. Does it feel so? We are now going to continue cultivating the sense of lightness with Ganapatyasana, Ganesh's position. So again, I'll show it to you before we go in together. So you're going to put your weight on the left leg and then start going down. And you can go down as much as is comfortable while keeping your body aligned. So it can be all the way until you're parallel to the floor, or it might be higher. It might even be here. That's fine with very little weight on your leg. And we're going to then open up our wings like this. In this position, you want to make sure that your leg, your hips stay parallel to the floor, that you're not opening like this to the side. Okay? So let's go in together. Your feet are hips distance apart. Your weight is on your left leg. The knee is a little bit soft. Bring your right foot back and breathe in, come up. And lengthen your spine as you come down. You're coming down as much as is comfortable for you, and you can put your arms to the side like this, looking down as if you were flying over the world. Breathing in, trying to keep a good, stable equilibrium, not hesitating to come down more like this if it's not comfortable. And you can affirm mentally, I sail serenely in the skies of inner freedom. I sail serenely in the skies of inner freedom, watching the world from above. And when you want to come back, just bring your legs back together, your arms down, and feel Feel the difference between left and right. Again, maybe the lightness of your upper body. Do you feel that you can be soaring in the skies above like a bird? From wherever you are now, just close your eyes and see yourself flying. And breathe in. Bring your arms up. Again, putting your left foot a little bit behind, the right knee is soft and starting to come down again. As is comfortable for you, you can open up your arms to make wings like this to the side. Tucking in your abdomen really helps. And you're trying to lengthen your whole body, lengthening the back leg, lengthening the upper body, aligning the neck with the spine. And fly. With every breath, you're flying higher. Keeping your hips parallel to the floor. I sail serenely in the skies of inner freedom. And balance is always a journey. Be gentle with yourself. And when you want to come back up, just bring your body, your arms up, your leg down. And then with a big circle, come down into your mountain pose. And breathe. Close your eyes. And are you starting to feel that your body is a little bit more expansive? A little bit more spacious than before? And take a deep breath to continue expanding. Imagining yourself as free as a bird. And we're going to go into the next position, which is Uttanasana, the forward bend with open legs. It's very simple, this one. We're just going to go down initially, parallel with our whole upper body parallel to the floor, open chest, going down, 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 and at the last moment we release everything. So, to go in it together, open your legs more or less the distance of one of your own legs. Then breathe in, open up your arms, keeping your shoulders relaxed. And lengthen the spine and start bending forward from the hips. The thighs here are quite strong. The knees are not locked back. And then you can bring your hands behind your buttocks if it helps. And start breathing in to lengthen the spine, making more space between each vertebra. And then as you breathe out, you start going down, initially with a straight back. Again, breathe in, lengthen, breathe out, go down. Breathe in, lengthen, go down. The thighs are contracted, and that helps release the muscles at the back of the thighs. So the front thighs are tense, and that helps the back thigh muscles lengthen. And release your arms, go all the way down to the floor. You can clasp your big toes with your hands, or you can also place your hands on your ankles. Your weight is slightly forward towards the front of the feet and relax. Abdomen tucked in. And breathe. The affirmation is, I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. Breathe in the lightness. Wash away all preoccupations. And bend your knees. And slowly, one vertebra at a time, roll up. And then bring your feet together back into the mountain pose. And breathe. Sometimes we are locked down by the weight of our preoccupations and worries. And just by breathing and offloading in this position, we can help create a little bit more space again. And now we're going to go into a position which is fully aligned with our topic of the day. This is Muktasana, the position of freedom. So to do this, you're going to have your right leg forward and your left leg going back. It's a small step. Let me show you on the side, like this. Your knee is bent, your forward knee is bent so that it's over the ankle. And then we're going to go like this. Now, this is a back bend, which actually means that you're opening your chest. You're not bending like this. Here is quite straight. The opening is here. Okay? So, take a small step back with the left leg. The right knee is above the right ankle. And bring your hands in prayer pose on your chest. You're very slightly bent forward. Breathe in, open up your arms, put your hands together, and then really open the chest. And breathe. Your abdomen is tucked in to protect the lower back. The shoulders are nice and down. You can feel the shoulder blades coming close together. With every breath, you deepen your grounding in the legs and open the chest more and more. Breathing in abdomen, ribs and chest, chest, ribs, abdomen. Imagine you're opening the cage of your chest, allowing your heart to have more and more space. Remembering that your true inner nature is completely free regardless of all outward circumstances. And with that certainty, you can affirm, I am free. I am free. And then just lengthen your arms, straighten the forward knee, and make a big circle to come back. And come into the mountain pose. Listen to what your cells are saying. They are vibrant with this inner freedom. And let's do now the same position on the other side. So, right leg back, and bring your slightly bent forward. Your left knee is just above the left ankle, hands in prayer pose. Breathe in, come up. Lengthening initially and then going down, placing your palms against one another just above your head. And open up the chest. Abdomen tucked in. You're slightly bent forward. You're not going back like this. There should be no tension in the lower back. You bend slightly forward, and then the elbows help you. Your shoulder blades are going down towards one another. And breathe as if you were breathing through your feet all the way to the tip of your fingers. And with every breath, feel your cage, your rib cage opening. Feel the movement of the ribs as they expand away from one another. Making more and more space. And you can hear your heart saying, I am free. I am free. And straighten your leg. Lengthen your arms. Make a big circle to come back. Closing your eyes to continue feeling this expansion. Do you feel more space in your chest? Do you feel more space in your head? And I invite you to bring your attention in the point between your eyebrows and the spiritual eye and affirm with intensity in your mind, I am free. And we're going to continue this exploration with positions that are on the floor. And starting with this position, Paramhansa, which is, so in this position, if you can try to be on your heels on the floor. If it's too difficult, no worries. You can be like this with your on your toes. You might even choose to put a little cushion to help you keep balance. And you're basically wanting to lengthen. You can put your hands out also if it helps to keep the balance or carry something. like this to help you balance. And you're breathing and lengthening the spine. The feet are actually close together. And breathe in, lengthen the spine. And the affirmation is, I release my spinal energy and rise in the light. I release my spinal energy and rise in the light. And come down now. That's well done for trying. It's not easy, but yoga is always this journey. And we're going to continue in this journey of opening and creating space by doing this position. Actually, this is Pavista Konasana. I made a mistake earlier when we were standing up. So in this position, you open up your legs as wide as you can. Might be like me, or more or less. No worries. And we're going to be bending forward. You can be sitting on the edge of a little cushion or a blanket that can help bring you forward. And we're going to start by breathing with our arms up, lengthening the spine, and then bend forward, keeping initially a straight back and an open chest. Now the legs are lengthening here. If it's really too much, you may want to bend them a little, listen to what is right for you, or close them in. One thing that helps is by tensing the quadriceps here, it helps the muscles below the thigh to release, because these are antagonistic. So if you tense one, the other one will relax more easily. So using that trick and also tucking your abdomen, you can continue going down with a straight back. Lengthen as you breathe in and release down as you breathe out. Going slowly and just inviting the thighs to relax with the breath. You're not forcing anything. You're just releasing. It's like if you had a tough door, banging on it or trying to force the handle may not work, but putting a little bit of oil called the breath helps gently make space. And then if it's comfortable, you can put your hands on your calves or your ankles, or grab your big toes, and then release the head all the way as far down as you can. The affirmation of this posture is, I welcome every opportunity for further growth. Can this lockdown be an opportunity for more freedom, for more growth? What's the opportunity here? Two more deep breaths. And then you can place your hands on the floor and help yourself up, walking your hands towards your core. And then slowly bring your legs close to one another. And you can clasp them towards your chest, again lengthening the spine. Keep your eyes closed a moment and feel, is there more space now also in your lower limbs? Let's continue our journey of expansion through the side twist, Paramhansa. So in this position, I'll show you the end point is going to be this. Now to go into it, let's first start by putting our left foot next to our left buttock. And then you lift up your hips, move your right buttock next to the left heel, and then come back down. Place your left foot on your right thigh, not on the knee, on the thigh. And make sure that both shoulders are on the floor, flat on the floor. Then you lengthen the spine and your leg as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, you start going down towards the right. You can place your right hand on the left knee. Breathe and lengthen. Breathe out, go down. And you go down as far as you can without your left shoulder lifting off the floor. You may choose to put a little cushion below the knee. And really lengthen the right leg. The right leg is nice and toned. You can also push your left hip down like this, far from the shoulders. And breathe. Your abdomen, ribs, and chest. Chest, ribs, abdomen. If it's comfortable for your neck, you can also turn your head towards the left. The breath here is the key. In this twist, some of your body parts may seem kind of locked up, confined, in particular the abdomen, but actually they're being stretched. And by breathing in deeply, you're increasing the space inside. You're bringing in lots and lots of fresh nutrients. You're enhancing the flow of the breath, of the lymph, of the blood, of the oxygen. And that's why you can affirm, I opened the flow of God's life within me. God is whichever way you can relate to something greater than our small selves, maybe your higher self. It's something spacious and powerful, flowing through you. And bring your head back to the center. As you breathe in, also bring your knee back up. Straighten your body. You can bring your left knee to your chest, or even both knees. Rock a little bit side to side. And lie for a moment. Feel And now bring your right foot close to your right buttock. Lift up the hips. Shift a little bit your body to the left, to the right. Place your your right foot on the left thigh. Making sure both shoulders are on the floor. You extend your arms and breathe and lengthen the spine. Breathe out. Let your right knee fall towards the left. Again, lengthening the whole body as you breathe in and relaxing down to the left as you breathe out. Making sure that the right shoulder stays on the floor. And if it's comfortable for your neck, turn to the right. Breathing into your abdomen, ribs, chest, ribs, abdomen. Not forcing anything, but just allowing the flow of the breath. Enhance the flow in all your body parts. I open to the flow of beautiful life within me. Opening the floodgates for sunshine and joy. And then bring your head back to the center as you breathe in. And then your knee coming back up. Move your body back into a straight position. Bring your knee to your chest or your knees to your chest. And then just lie down a moment, letting the effects of this posture seep in. And for our last posture, I'll show it to you before we go into it, because in this position, it's very important that you don't turn your head and look at the screen as you're doing it. So make sure you see how it's done before doing it. So here is the position. It's the bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. Now, in this position, you're on your shoulders. Your feet are hips distance apart, and when you go up, you want to make sure that your knees are not opening up far from one another. They should be close. You can also put a cushion between the knees that you squeeze to make sure that the knees are not opening to the side. You're protecting your lower back by keeping your abdomen tucked in and your buttocks tight. And you're trying to bring your elbows as close to one another as possible as you're in the posture. And then as you do that, you're really trying to push the chest up and out like this. Okay? So starting on with your back on the floor, your feet are close to your buttocks, so hips distance apart. You lift up your hips slowly. You can clasp your hands behind your back. And start bringing your elbows as close to one another as possible to make sure you are on your shoulders and not on the neck. And then you really lift up the hips, tucking in your abdomen, tightening the buttocks, and you're pushing up and really trying to raise your chest as high up as possible. So a lot of strength in your legs, which are pushing, in your arms. And breathe in the abdomen, ribs and chest, ribs, abdomen. Pressing your thighs against one another. You're creating a bridge with your body, and the affirmation accompanies that movement. I offer my every thought as a bridge to divine grace. I offer every thought as a bridge to divine grace. Two more deep breaths. Opening the chest. And to come down, just let the hips come down and then roll back onto the floor. Bring your knees to your chest. You can take your head in your hands and carry the weight of your head towards your knees. And then come back into the lying down position on the floor and feel, what can I be a bridge to from where I am? Even as I feel locked down, I can open up bridges to so many people in so many ways. And maybe the most important bridge of all, a bridge to the places in myself which I maybe pay little attention to. That are in thirst of sunlight. And let's go now into our relaxation, so you can stay lying down on the floor, making sure that your feet are open up more or less the width of the mat, palms facing up, arms a little bit far from the body. Take a double in-breath, tense the whole body, really feeling the vibration, and relax again, tense the body, and relax. One last time. Tense and relax. Stay in this lying down position. And imagine all of your body is in the dark. In a dark, confined space. But a ray of light starts to tinkle in your left foot, awakening all the cells, turning them to light. It tingles now in the right foot also, going up your ankles, creating light where there was darkness, and opening up the space. And you realize that you can no longer tell the confine of your feet because they are immersed in a sea of light. And the light continues to trickle up your calves, your knees, your thighs. Turning all your legs to rays of light shining inwards and outwards in all directions, dissolving the confines of your body, of your present space, into an immensitude of light. The light continues to spread up into your hips and abdomen, up towards your chest, filling you with light. You can just see the rays of light pouring out. It fills your heart and makes it soar. As the light reaches up to your shoulders and your arms, a sense of complete and utter freedom fills each and every cell of your being. The light continues up into your neck and throat, releasing any doubts, any pains. They all dissolve into the light. Your mouth, your tongue, your cheeks, your jaws are completely released from any tension and are immersed in freedom, in this light of freedom. Your eyes behind closed lids are open and can see everything in the world, in matter and beyond, even the invisible. Your brow is completely free, and you feel light flooding in and out of the top of your head, the crown chakra. No more limits. No borders. The confines of your little self are dissolved, and you just feel completely full of lightness, a light, joyful, vibrant feeling. And feel the joy of realizing that that may just be your true self. That is your natural state of being. Enjoy it. Continue feeling the expansion, the soft, tender, flowing sense of expansion. Something completely natural. And slowly come back to your body, the awareness of your body, but with the consciousness that this body is not limited. There's more to this body than you may think. Breathe in deeply. You can wriggle your toes and fingers. Stretch your body. Stretch your arms, your legs. You can caress your face. And when you're ready, bring your knees to your chest and lie down on your right flank for a moment. Enjoy the lightness, the ease. And when you're ready, come back in a seated position. You may choose to keep your eyes closed for a moment to stay with that comforting, light feeling. And to conclude, I invite you to have a vision of this month of confinement ahead. Maybe choosing a vision that is not one of limitations and constraints, but an opportunity rather to explore new dimensions. It can be inner explorations, it can be anything. Something new and adventurous in its own way. And let's conclude by chanting 3 Oms to bring as much light and lightness and space to our blissful confinement. Om.